everyone, and welcome back to the Food Entrepreneur Spotlight video series by Castiron. I'm so excited about our guest today. I'm here with Amanda McMonigle, and she's going to tell you a little bit about her business, how she's grown, and really some details on how she did it so you can too. So with that, welcome, Amanda.
So as you said, Anna, I'm Amanda McMonigle. I'm the founder, owner, operator, cookier, all of it behind the Whimsical Cookie. And I started the Whimsical Cookie last March, so that's been about 7 or 8 months ago.
And can you tell us where you're located, where people can buy your product, and what you sell?
Absolutely. So I'm located in southern Indiana, technically Greenville, which is outside of Louisville, Kentucky. That's kind of the largest city closest to us. And where can people buy my products? I operate under Indiana's cottage laws. So I operate out of my home. I'm a home baker. I do porch pickups. I also go to the other small city close to us, New Albany, and do pickups there as well. And I do all of my order, the receiving, the processing, payments through Castiron.
Okay, amazing. So I know you said you started about 7 months ago. Can you tell us a little bit about what caused you to start the business and what that looked like? Tell us the story.
It's such a good question, and it's such a fun story to tell. My background with cookies, our family has always made cookies, especially around the holidays. My grandmother always baked cookies. Every year we get together with my mom, my mother-in-law to make cookies. And I do that with my children. My children are involved. So my middle son, I have 3 boys, and my middle son has just really been into all the cookies and the decorating. And last year, he just loved watching the Food Network and watching people create these beautiful creations. And then we started watching videos on Instagram, little short decorating videos. And last Christmas, when my mom was over, we were making sugar cookies. And I have to be truthful, rollout sugar cookies and decorating were never my thing. They were annoying to me. They were time consuming. They never looked like the pictures that you saw. Like, how did they get my cookie to look like that? But we literally had some cookies in the oven, and I Googled royal icing. I really had not even heard of royal icing before. I didn't know anything about it. I whipped up on a whim some royal icing using some egg whites. I can't even remember what my cookie looked like. My son's cookie and my mom's cookie looked adorable and so cute. And so from there, Instagram, pays attention to everything we do. And they had an ad in stories about Lolly's Home Kitchen and taking a class so you could learn about cookies. So I signed up for that. And then this was also in, the middle of COVID, and we all ended up getting COVID, and it was like dominoes. So we ended up being quarantined for like 6 weeks, and I just like flew through the classes and was making all these cookies. And my husband's like, I cannot eat all these cookies that you're making. And I said, well, maybe I'll just see if some people out there might want cookies. And he's like, oh, whatever. So I decided that for Easter, I would maybe try to sell some cookies. So that's kind of how it started.
Amazing. Well, this is a perfect point. So you decided you wanted to sell them. How did you get that first customer? Where did you find them? What were you selling? What did that look like? So our audience can maybe try it themselves.
Yeah, I think typically in this business, it's going to be true for everyone. It's going to be a friend or a family member that supports you first, and gives you that kind of first chance and first opportunity. And that was the case with me. A good friend of mine owned a boutique, and they were having a holiday walk or whatever around the little town. So she said, well, you want to make some cookies for me? And I said, okay, I can do that. And, I had fun doing it. And then from there, I had found Castiron, and immediately I was looking for, if I was going to sell my cookies, I wanted everything to be documented, like for tax purposes, and just wanted everything in one place. And so after that, when I decided to do the Easter sale, I started using Castiron. I created a Facebook page, an Instagram page, and just started telling people the story behind the Whimsical Cookie, how it started, had a few pictures to post, started talking about my Easter pre-sale. I made samples, and I did that 6 weeks ahead of Easter, like, hey, this is what you can buy come Easter. So that's kind of how it started with friends and family.
I love it. I love it. And it hasn't even been that long and you have a very successful business. So tell us a little bit about how you went from friends and family buying some Easter cookies to where you are now. How'd you grow?
So yeah, it was really interesting in the beginning. I think you do, like you pretty much know who your customers are. Like, and
Yeah.
then it pretty quickly was like, well, I don't know who this person is that's ordering from me. And the big thing with the social media was friends and family sharing that, they know me, they know the Whimsical Cookie, and sharing their experience and getting referrals that way. So that's kind of how I grew it.
Did you ask people to share? Did they just share of their own accord?
Absolutely. You have to ask for what you want for what you want. I actually, with every order that goes out, I have a card that says thank you and that I would appreciate your review. Here is my Instagram handle, if that's what it's called, whatever. Here's my Facebook page.
Yeah.
Please tag me. Anytime someone purchases a product and then they tag my company, I get new people following my page. So that word of mouth is really important. So, yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Well, listen, I know this is still fairly new, but you've done so well. For the people out there that maybe want to start a business, any type of food or maybe cookies specifically, what advice would you give them to get started?
I think that you have to talk about your product and what you offer more than you can ever imagine. If we put out 5 or 6 messages, maybe only one of those lands with someone. So it's just really talking about it a lot and then doing it in a variety of ways. So whether that's being in stories, whether that's a post on your feed, whether that's a reel, just what resonates and gets one customer is different than what resonates, with another customer. So just really trying to hit it from all different angles. And also using, I know on Castiron we have new tools now for the email marketing, using those tools as well. I know I'm excited about that. It's, another way that I can reach people. I know for my Thanksgiving pre-sale, I just sent out an email Monday morning, and within an hour I had like 10 new orders from just sending that email out. So
Oh, we love to hear that. Can't wait to pass that on. They'll love to hear that.
oh, Matt knows all about it, because Matt knows all about my business.
Okay, I love it. I love it. But it's such a good message, honestly. Get yourself out there as much as possible in all the different ways people interact with your business in all these different places. So that's great advice. Okay, and now we'll move on to our lightning round. So Amanda, what I'm going to do is just ask a few rapid fire questions, and you could just answer quick, top of your head, and then we'll go from there. Okay?
Okay, so I do have a question about this, because Anna sent me these questions ahead of time. Do they all have to be short answers, or can they be a little bit lengthier?
It can be a little bit lengthier.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, lightning round. I'm going to start. 1, what is your favorite resource that you like to look to learn to grow your business?
I promise they didn't pay me to say this, but I would say Castiron.
Well, thank you for saying that. I appreciate it.
I really would. And I do want to explain why that is. One of the first orders that I got was a teacher at my son's school, and I sent her the link to place the order. And she said to me, when I received that, I was like, oh, this is like serious and professional. This isn't just some side thing. Like, it communicated value to her, and it communicated confidence. Like, I think she had more confidence in purchasing the product. Like, hey, this is really put together. This is serious. So
I love that. And it's something I've heard through a few of these conversations, the importance of looking professional, the importance of being proud to show your brand. So I'm really glad that resonated with you. Okay. Another business owner, does not have to be food related, that you admire.
So I grew up in a family business. So I'd have to say my grandfather and my father.
What's their business?
We, not that I'm part of the business, but we own an appliance company.
Okay, amazing. So entrepreneurial spirit through the whole family. Love it. What in your business or your life are you most proud of?
I think it's how I treat my customers. So, whether somebody places a $400 custom order with me or buys a $5 pre-sale cookie, all of those customers get treated the same. So yeah, just how I treat my customers. I'm always going to make things right. So my Easter pre-sale, I gave someone the wrong personalized cookie. It was the right name, but it was spelled. There were two different kids that their names were spelled differently. And so I told the woman, I said, okay, I'll bring it to your house. So on a Friday night at 9:30, I drove 30 miles from my house to replace her $8 cookie.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, that's the things people remember and tell people about. So
absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. And then share the love for this series. Who else should we spotlight? Is there anyone that you think you would want to hear their story?
I have to be honest. I don't know everyone that's using cast iron, so I'm sure you're trying to spotlight someone that's using cast iron. So the only one I thought of was Matt.
It's not cast iron specific at all. So it's any food entrepreneur.
Gotcha.
But you know what? Maybe I'll ask Matt.
There you go. I think it's a great idea.
So. Okay, awesome. For those listening, Matt, our head of product and customer relationships, also is a food entrepreneur. He owns a successful kombucha company out of Indianapolis. So maybe we'll interview him on here. I would love to hear his story. Yeah. Okay, and with that, that is the end of the lightning round. Before we go, Amanda, why don't you tell the audience if they're looking for you, if they want to buy cookies, or if they want some inspiration, where can they find you?
So my website is whimsicalcookie.com, not www.whimsicalcookie, but just whimsicalcookie.com. Okay. On Facebook, it's The Whimsical Cookie. And then on Instagram, it's the.whimsicalcookie. So yeah, I would love to connect with anybody. And I'm always happy to share, but also love connecting to hear other people's stories and what's working for them and what's working for their businesses. I do think it's important that we can all learn from each other, certainly, but we also, what's going to work for one person's business always isn't the exact same thing, for another person's business. So, finding your own way that works for you and your customers and your market and doing your thing. So,
yes, love it. Do your thing, follow your dreams, and also reach out to Amanda, follow her, get some inspiration, and maybe share your story with her. So with that, thank you so much for being here with us. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate each of you guys and everything Cast Iron does